Hi everyone. I am demonstrating a wrap, which is a beginner's turban with a slight twist in it. Not a twisted knot, but a twist. The picture down below of the little girl may have about 2.5 to 3 yards of fabric in length, and the fabric looks as if it's been pre-washed. So I do suggest that when you purchase new fabric for this particular wrap, or really any wrap, that you wash it in advance. The example that I will use today for the wrap will be a soft spandex fabric. It's a very stretchable fabric, very good to learn with. And I also want to give some pointers on fabric purchasing. This right here is a very nice print. I purchased it at Walmart, but I want to show why I don't sell their fabric, nor or Joann's fabrics. I don't purchase from Hancock, Joann's, or any other fabric company that you know of, other than the people who sell Ankara fabric. The reason why is because the other side of it doesn't have the same print. This is meant to have a back onto it. It's great for skirts. It's excellent for curtains, even for wallpapering. Yes, fabric wallpaper. But I would not use it for wraps just because this back doesn't have the same print. Now, when I said Ankara, that's a very expensive fabric by the yard. You can get the Belisco wax, which is very similar. Actually, sometimes the same, but you can tell once you get into the fabric game. This is Belisco wax. You see this side, you see the other side. They're both the same. When you purchase it, it is it's not very hard, but it's a much coarser fabric with the wax on it. Excellent for sewing because you get the iron, and wherever you want your crease to be, wherever you want your seams, you iron. You literally fold, iron, and it sticks. And it makes it so much easier to run it through the machine or even to sew by hand. So I wanted to show those two differences right there. Now I will demonstrate the fabric that is below. This fabric here is folded in half, and it is actually this is a 2 yard. This is 2 yards in width and 4 yards in length. But because it's flexible, I folded it in an opposite way. I folded it on its shortest side so that I can be able to wrap it. And I suggest that whenever you purchase your fabric, of course you practice with it before you put it on someone. Now, also, if you're wondering what I have, this is not a do-rag. This is an underscarf. I purchased this underscarf from Almul Jababa online, and I will turn around so that you can see. And what I do is, this is a triangle, a bandana that I do not have to fold. And I literally tuck this part in by crossing the two opposing sides, and then I tie mine. That way it doesn't move. I don't have to worry about too much slippage. And at the same time, I tuck this extra part back here to the right or to the left. It doesn't matter. So that when I have it under my hijab or turban, it doesn't move. I prefer to use the peach skin fabric and not the cotton because I don't want the product that's in my hair to dry out. And it keeps my hair very soft to do this. I've had this habit, I think, for 10 years, about 14, 15 years under my wraps. I have to remember, I'm getting older. So this right here is the wrap that I'm using to demonstrate that picture below. This is an oblong scarf. No triangular scarves, no square. You have to use oblong. This is where it looks like the wrap is complicated, and it's not. So I want you to watch. Of course, this starts off as a Badu wrap, as some people know, or Nefertiti wrap. But this is just a plain turban. I pick up this part, and what gives it height is that when she twisted it, whoever wrapped the little girl, she did this, back, not down. She wrapped back. Then you do a second twist, back. Now, this amount of fabric on my head will not give me as much height as it would on a little girl's head, because a little girl's head is much smaller than mine. So you could use the same amount of fabric, and the height in the wrap will be that much more on a little girl because her head is smaller. So if you want an adult to have this turban and have it with more height, you have to add more fabric, meaning instead of maybe 3 yards of fabric, you might add an additional yard, making it 4, or possibly 4.5 to 5. On a little girl, 2.5 to 3 yards is more than adequate on a little girl. Way more than adequate, unless she has a lot of dreads. And really, if she has long dreads or exceptionally long hair, this would not be the wrap that I would do on her. Now, that's how this wrap was. Did you see what I did? Now, I have an under wrap, but you can pull it back and you would see her hair. You would already see her hair along the line, which is in this photo. And that's it. It really is not that complicated. I will explain it if you need me to do it again while I'm speaking. I know you're just watching, but still, I will demonstrate it again. This is the wrap. You always start from the back, and I literally am grabbing this. This is the first wrap style that I learned back in the day. The first one that I had worn because it was easier. Did you see how I did that? Now that was one. That was one twist. I'm going to show you because I'm kind of laying it down. And then here's the second twist. The only difference between this and a Sikh turban is that they don't have the twist knot. And then you tuck again. This is the most, I have to say, the most common way to wrap, and this is where people begin to develop versatility, putting different fabrics into the wrap. This is the easiest one. I'm trying to make sure that my screen doesn't time out on me. And you're just tucking. You're just tucking, tucking, tucking. Now, I will have to say that with this spandex fabric, the tucking is much, much easier. Much easier. And I suggest to anyone that I wrap that they purchase either a rayon cotton mix to have under their wraps or peach skin. So that is it. I mean, this is the best one to have on a little girl too, because they don't come off. I mean, she can do flips. She can practice martial arts in this wrap. It doesn't get in the way. And this is actually something very common. This is a common wrap for a lot of sisters who are athletic. With the exception of swimming, it can be used in almost any sport. I used it and loved it because I was doing kickboxing, martial arts, running after I had taken just so much time trying to deal with the hair and being in the sun and in the elements. It gets destroyed, and my wraps actually protected my hair. Now, see this under wrap? If you don't want it to be seen, just tuck it. I have no problem with mine being seen. But with the turban wrap, you might, because you might get suspected, both the same, of being a Sikh, which is okay, but if that's not your faith, you definitely don't want to be mistaken. So I tucked in my underscarf as much as I could. Well, let me say as much as I can see in this light. And I like to keep my ears tucked in. But if you don't, you can just pull your ears out. I don't like it because it puts stress on the sideburns. That's why I like to keep my fabrics over the tip of my ears. And because I wear glasses, it puts more pressure on my glasses behind my ear. And that is it. I mean, it's really the easiest wrap that you can do other than the twisting. Do not form a knot, just twist. And then twist again and tuck, 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 tuck. That's it. Just that simple. I hope this is helpful to you, and go out and teach others. Peace.